Hey, what's up, you guys? This is WD3, and this is your Hill Report daily marketing tip. Well, we just got finished with a great Friday morning distribution. Let me get my keys here. We're in the neighborhoods just making sure that folks get plenty of value out of their advertisements. Um, the Hill Report, this is probably the most important thing that we do is make sure that we get the paper out to the neighborhoods. And as you can see, the owner gets the paper out himself. I get up every morning and make sure that I distribute the paper myself. Um, all of my business owners I know personally, and I definitely have a feel for uh, how much you guys love your business. And trust me, it's infectious because I have I have a strong desire to make sure you guys all grow. But what I want to talk about today is along the same subject line. I want to talk about high trust selling. Yes, high trust selling. If you've ever read that book, look it up. It's called High Trust Selling. It's going to make your business 10 times better and more enjoyable. Um, it's just like I met with this gentleman yesterday. I think he was from one of those paint and body places on Avenue R. Uh, Definitely one of the rudest business owners I've ever met with, and it made me so thankful um, to be a business owner because, frankly, you don't have to work with people who are more difficult than it's worth. Um, you got into being a business owner, and you'll read this in the book High Trust Selling. Look up the author. Uh, I'll probably put it in the title, but it's easy to find that book, and it's gonna make a big difference in your outlook on sales once you read that book, because you're gonna see that you can be selective in who you actually take on as a client. Now that guy, I'm not even gonna, you know, give them the publicity to even say the name, but if I was to get my car done, if I got in an accident or if I needed some body work, I would definitely stay away from R Street. That guy does not respect the customers. But other places, hey, I don't know. I haven't met with them. But the business owners that I have, thank God, in my newspaper, you guys are all wonderful people. Hey, you guys are all wonderful people, and you're great to work with. Uh, it makes my job enjoyable. It makes me want to go really hard to promote your companies. And that's the way you guys have your own clients, right? You guys have clients that you deal with, and definitely when your clients are enjoyable and you build good relationships with them, it makes you um, a better servant, you know? Um, it makes you a better practitioner of your craft because you really want to do a great job for great people. Um, when when you are not working with an enjoyable client base, when you're not working with a enjoyable customer base, it definitely uh, lowers your ability. It does. Um, it lowers your desire to be the best that you can be because you're not really thinking about how to bring the most value to great people. You're just thinking about getting it done so you can get this thing over with. Um, so I like to avoid those type of meetings. Um, I don't have to deal with it, so um, it works out best. I could have just imagined if you're working at a 9 to 5 job and you're dealing with uh, maybe a boss or an employee, a fellow employee that makes coming to work very not enjoyable. Sorry, I have to adjust my tie. I have my bag with all my papers always rubbing up against my tie and knocking it sideways. But if you have to clock in 9 to 5 with folks that you don't enjoy being around, that could be the worst thing in the world. It could be enough to make you not even want to work at that job anymore. It can be enough to make your days be nothing but a countdown. Sorry, out in the wind, passing out the paper. That's definitely an outdoor activity. So the lips get a little chapped, the tie gets ruffled. We're throwing the papers. So excuse me. Um, but you want to enjoy your day. You got one life. You got one life on this earth. You don't have multiple lives. Why waste your days? Why waste your life in a place 8, 10 hours a day that you are miserable? Why take on a client base that makes you miserable? So I want you all to think about, especially business owners, you don't have to take on all the clients. You don't have to take on everybody. If you know somebody's there to give you a difficult time, they're going to give you a hard time, you know, you can tell them politely, go to the next guy. That guy is going to put up with this. I'm not. Because in the long run, they're going to cost you and they're going to be more of a headache than they are a benefit. Trust me. If you read the book High Trust Selling, you're going to see that bad customers, difficult customers end up costing you in the long run. You want to, even if you got to grow a little slower, that's fine. But if you're growing with people who are bringing value, if you're growing with people who are actually, because good customers give you referrals, good customers make sure that they spread the word that you are a wonderful business, that you're a great person, that you are easy to work with, that you are enjoyable to work with, that you have a lot of quality, that you bring good service, that you're a clean store, right? They brag about you being on time. But a difficult customer, it doesn't matter how good your presentation is, it doesn't matter how good your customer service is, it doesn't matter how much you value your customers. They are going to give you a hard time and they're going to devalue you in every way. Uh, you can do a great job and they're still going to uh, say negative things about your shop. Some people um, go out of their way to do stuff like that. So if you can, read the book High Trust Selling, and it's going to make a big difference in how you select your customer base. And then with your marketing strategies, you're going to have more of an input and say, hey, let's concentrate over here and let's stay away from over here. Let's go here and if we can avoid here. Um, the Hill Report is always open to suggestions and I'm always listening. I'm always paying attention. And I'll tell you what, I it really makes me enjoy all of you who I do work with and who I do enjoy building relationships with the Hectors, the Randalls. Um, you guys are, wonderful to work with, and thank God for you. Um, but once again, high trust selling. Read that book. It's gonna really put in perspective the kamikaze nature of going after every single customer. Every single customer is not good for your business. I know that might sound like a foreign concept to you right now, but many of you have been in business long enough to experience difficult customers, and they're not enjoyable. They The nature of humans, we dwell on negative situations a lot longer than we dwell on positive situations. For some reason, it's just like if you watch the news, the negative, if it bleeds, it leads. The negative is, you're going to have 10 negative stories, and then you're going to think that one positive story is pretty corny. That's just how it goes. But let's focus on the positive as far as building relationships, the positive of building customer base, the positives, because those are going to be the things that make you want to come to work. You're create a great environment for your employees. If speaking to my business owners, create a great environment for your employees. Make it to where they enjoy being at work every day, so they are enjoyable to be around. There's nothing worse than being around a grumpy person. There's nothing worse than being around a person who undermines everything you do or say. There's nothing worse than being around a person who will not follow the culture, who will not follow the rules that you're trying to establish at your place of business. So, guys, hey, I really love that concept, and it's an advanced concept in business because your reflexes say, "Hey, just take on every customer." But especially for my car repair people, you guys have a good sense. Uh, Hector at Jay's Brakes and Auto Repair, uh, Smog and Muffler Express. Some of those great businesses which are located on Palmdale Boulevard. You guys have a great feel for a customer that's going to be more difficult than they're worth. Sometimes it's good to politely say, "Hey, I know a place down the street, they'll take care of you. It's going to be better for you in the long run, trust me." Um, Make sure you guys are keeping a hold of the comments on your Google. Make sure you guys are keeping updated on what people are saying about you on Yelp. Make sure you guys are keeping updated on your Better Business Bureau profile, um, just so you'll know how many difficult customers that you've come across, because the business owners that I deal with and that I have a relationship with, I know that you guys go into every interaction thinking, how can you do the best, most professional job? I was just commenting to Randall up at the Frozen Penguin about how I've never come in there and his machines not worked. All of his machines are always in clean working condition. All of his yogurt machines. All of his toppings are always laid out so perfectly and so clean. Um, that's a business that you want to go to. That's a place that you want to have your dessert at. That's the place that you're not gonna go there and your favorite ice cream is not working. You go to the Frozen Penguin on 47th uh, East and here in Palmdale, and you're gonna frankly be able to have a full selection, and you're gonna look at the toppings and they're gonna be looking delicious and clean, right? Um, Even some of the big guys can't brag about that because they don't have the employees that actually care about the machinery. But Randall, he's the owner. So he's making sure that he's on top of everything and even trying to do other things that make the store more enjoyable. So um, pay attention, even as a customer, guys. Pay attention to business owners who are treating the customer as if it's a very important it's a very important thing to have them come in. Um, a lot of times you can set the tone for your business just by how you create that environment. And as a customer, be fair. Be fair to our business owners and make sure that you go into that interaction and that transaction with a good heart, because these guys are working really hard for you, and giving them a hard time. Uh, Go give Walmart, go give Target, go give them a hard time and just see how that turns out. Um, but our small business owners, they're people like me and you, and they are great members of our society and our community. And you definitely benefit by making sure that you keep a good working relationship with those guys. But anyway, high trust selling, guys, high trust selling. It's going to make a big difference in how you enjoy each and every day that you come to work. And it's going to affect your attitude tremendously towards how you get up in the morning and view uh, working. Um, you don't want to have anxiety thinking about coming to work. Well, hey, this is WD3, and this is your Hill Report daily marketing tip here on this Friday morning. And guys, let's go get some sales.